Hi, this is Governor Rick Snyder. I've often been asked in recent days, how'd my trip to the Middle East go? And so I thought it was worth spending a couple minutes to share with you what the trip was all about. And it was one of the most impactful trips in my life. It truly moved me, and I will never forget it. To walk it through quickly, we started in Washington, D.C. on Monday. We actually went to the Pentagon, and when I say we, I was with two other governors. Two great individuals, the governor of Rhode Island and the governor of South Dakota. And it was just an incredible trip. So we started in Washington with the Pentagon on a briefing, but then we went to Walter Reed Medical Center. And we went to the prosthetics group, where they showed us how they made the devices. And just the wounded warriors we met there were absolutely incredible. We met one Marine who had lost 3 limbs. And the reason he was there was to come in for a driving lesson. And his spirits were so high. That's something I'll never forget. The other part is he had actually made up t-shirts for his fellow Marines. And on the back of the t-shirt said, "I had a blast in Afghanistan." I mean, how can you, that brings you to a very emotional moment when you hear things like that. So we talked to a number of the wounded warriors, got a great experience of what they go through and how they're treated so wonderfully, and the government does a wonderful job of the best care possible. We also went to the psychological unit to talk about people with post-traumatic stress disorder. Then we were off to Kuwait on Tuesday. So we spent Tuesday in Kuwait, and I met with the 1462nd company. That's a transportation company. A lot of great Michigan National Guard soldiers. They gave me a great tour of the vehicles they drive, what a wonderful job they're doing about all the equipment that came out of Iraq. We did a town hall, went to chow with them, had dinner with them, and actually the food was pretty good. But what a wonderful group there. Wednesday and Thursday we're in Afghanistan, and we went to 3 forward operating bases right out where there's so much action and activity, and the soldiers are on the front lines. Just absolutely incredible. The high spirits there, the wonderful efforts they do, and what a chance to say thank you. And 2 things I would mention in particular is, one, I had a chance to go meet the 125th Infantry, which is a Michigan National Guard unit again. And one of the powerful moments was we did a re-enlistment ceremony. They actually asked me to do the ceremony for 9 soldiers that were re-enlisting right out in the field. So how incredible is that? The other part is you get an appreciation for the environment, because they wouldn't take us on any road because of the risk of IEDs, the explosive devices, so they took us by helicopter everywhere. And literally we were in helmets and flak jackets, so you really understand you are in a war zone. And when you talk to the soldiers, the experiences they went through, all you can do is say thank you. It gave me a real appreciation of the sacrifices they're making for all of us, and I wish everyone could see that great effort. But it also reinforced one other thing in particular. I asked how many people were looking for a job at the Guard unit. About a third of them are. We have to do better. That's absolutely unacceptable to have a third of the people still looking for a job. Then we went to another trauma level unit for the medical people, the wounded warriors, again in Afghanistan, in the Kabul area. And then our last stop was in Germany, at the medical stop they make when they're coming back to Walter Reed. So we did sort of the full cycle of the medical facilities and saw more wounded warriors. There were so many great soldiers we did meet that were making sacrifices, that were being brought back. The medical care is fabulous, their spirits are so high, and it just makes you really proud to be an American. So what I would say is a trip that would change my life, and really had a great impact. And all I can say to the soldiers, but also to the families of all the soldiers, thank you for the sacrifices you make.